Welcome, Ji. Let us discuss on the reactive stream. So, as I discussed my previous video, reactive stream is the manifesto for making standardized the asynchronous non-blocking communication. Okay. So in the reactive stream AP, there are mainly two concepts we have discussed. One is your publisher, which emit your published data, and corresponding may have one or two or multiple subscriber that can subscribe their consumed data. So, the theory part I have already completed. So today I am going to demonstrate how you can create a publisher in Spring Project Reactor. So in the coming video, I am going to write some code in example and demonstrate. If you want to create a publisher, so how what are the different way are available are provided by Spring, so that as a developer can create those publisher. That publisher can emit data, and that emit data are consumed by your subscriber. Okay. So one thing of noted that here we are discussing about how we can create publisher in Spring, and how consumer or a subscriber can subscribe this publisher and consume data with the example, as well as I write some code snippets so that you can feel what are the very simple way some classes and methods provided by our scheme. So, uh, for providing uh, different utility method, Spring say for creating publisher in Spring, we have provided some reactor factory methods. This reactor factory methods provide the multiples method and situation different kind of publisher you can create. And in Spring, for creating publisher, Spring have two kind of publisher. One is the Flux, another is the Mono. Okay, Flux, another is a Mono. So today I am discussing about the Flux. How Flux, that means they can emit 0, 1, or 2, or n data, and Mono, you have only 0 item or 1 item can omit the data. So we are looking some reactive factory methods that allow to create a Flux object. Flux is a publisher. So the first and basic method was known as a I want to create empty flux. Create a flux that completes without omitting any item. So this is a very simple way. If I am going to write an example how to create your empty uh, flux, you use the flux and all these factory methods is as a static method, so you can directly invoke from the flux object the flux dot and apply your empty. In this way you can create your flux object. So this is the flux object created, that is empty. And if I'm going to just check how uh, out plus, and then you just check run what kind of object uh, this flux dot empty had written. You notice the empty flux. So here, first way to create a flux object, the method known as empty. This flux that you created are the completes without omitting any items. That means this flux which you are created as a publisher, they are not publishing any item to the subscriber. So here we cannot perform any kind of subscription and get some value and data. If you subscribe this flux, you are not able to get any item because this flux, empty flux, not publish any data. So the second factory method for creating a flux is just. Just is a overloaded method. You can pass just one object or one, two, three, four, five, any kind of items you can pass. So just is used to create a flux that omit uh, the provided element and then complete the same. Okay. So just that example, uh, if here I am writing the flux dot just these two overloaded method, and here you can pass any object, maybe string object, maybe you can pass your data object, and let's say I'm passing a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is value. So now you have created object just is the flux. And if I want to subscribe, so yeah, just dot subscribe, and in after subscribe, just I want to print it. So in this way, we this is the way where you can create a flux object from the just factory method. And you notice that these value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are created. And if you want to make the detail as per the API specification, how publisher communicate to the subscriber, then there is a very method like a log. When any flux you can apply log. Whenever you are applying log, after that, yes, or just you can. So if you run this code, so here give the detailed steps to what kind of communication happen between publisher and subscriber. So here you notice that he first on subscriber. Whenever we have just start subscribe, it show the processing activity will be started. So one thing be clear, until you are not subscribe any flux, the none of the any operation can perform. And when you invoke the or subscribe the particular publisher, then this all the processings or communication between the publisher and subscriber happen. So first unsubscribe, that means ki subscriber is subscribe to the publisher, and then subscriber request unbound. That means ki we have not any bound kind of boundary. And after that the communication happen on next, on next, on next, on next, on next. If they are all the data is completed, then they go on complete method. In this way, these are the subscriber which the data is printed, what data we have printed. So, so this is the one way to make a your. And another way to creating the flux object is the from array. Sometime we have a set of data in the form of array, and now I want to make a flux array object from that. Then you can use the from array methods. Here I'm going to simply say, first I'm going to create a string array, that's the words, and here I'm passing some words like this is test data, test data, and now I want to create a flux. Then again I am taking the help of flux class, flux dot from, here I'm going to the array, and here I am passing my array name words. Now this flux object is created. Here, if I want to make just uh, if I'm run it, if let's I'm run it, until I'm not subscribed this flux, nothing will happen for this string of object. You cannot print anything to. So this we always note, any flux is do nothing until we are not subscribing them. So first, let's I'm going to subscribe this flux. Subs, uh, Subscribe this flux, and passing just like the you have a system. Just I'm printing this printer. After that, if you notice, if you have subscribed a particular publisher or a flux, after that the subscriber will be able to get value. This value you are able to get. So this is the uh, one way. Sometime let's we have a kind of a list of item, array list, vector, any list, and from this list I want to make some flux object. For that we have a method from iterable. So let's give we have a arrays. Is as a list, and just passing some send give this here, here. Now I have a string list, and from this list I want to create a flux. Then I have flux dot from iterative, and here I am just passing my list. Now we have a flux, and thus I'm going to subscribe, and if let's change the value like 1, 1, 1, 1, so that you can distinguish the output. This from a treble flux is also the printing output, displaying the output. If you run it, you notice this data is also displayed. So this is the sometime we have not sometime you can say we have some I am getting stream of object from somewhere, and I want to make a flux from that stream and do some processing. Then for that we have another method like let's see we have a stream. This is the stream list. What do we have in this stream? Now I have a string object, and now I want to make flux. Then flux dot from string, and here I am passing my string, and we have a from string, and URL from string dot unsubscribe subscribe. Just print the same, and if you run it, you notice that again we are getting the same data because we have I just created the stream from this original research. So these are the some method for creativity. We have create this, and for just to if you have a set of data, you can use if you have array from array. If you have a if you have some list, then you can use from a table to create a flux. And if you have some string, then and then for that you can use flux dot from a string, and they create your flux out. And after flux, whenever you are doing subscribe, and then all the subscription activities started. If until you are not subscribing any flux, they flux do not perform anything. And sometime if we have some other you can say there are a list of some as I discuss some factory method for creating flux object empty jazz from array from addressable from string, and there are some interval, there's some range. Then programmatically, you can create a flux using create or push or generate. Sometimes you can create flux with some error, specific error, or you can create a flux that will never signal any data and error, not completion. That is the never. So these are some factory utility methods, known as reactor factory methods that provided a string to help us to create the flux service. Let's take another example like from I want to create of data to particular interval. Let's give I want to create a flux for interval. Interval help us. There is a one overloaded method. In just you specify the initial value, and the second time you can by initial value and delay for how many times the particular data is emitted. Let's see. I am going to here you can pass the from 0, and I want to make a durations of some let's see 2 second delay. And now this flux is created, and in this flux you can apply your uh, you subscribe this, and if I run this program, and if I notice the output what this interval publish data, and here One thing we have noticed that whenever we are going to apply some interval, they are doing kind of wait for 2 seconds and 2 seconds. Whenever they are going to print something and waiting, during that time might be your main application can shut down. So for getting showing output to you, I have to wait our main thread uh, to sleep some time. Let's see in some time. Okay. And after that, if I run it, and after that, they are publishing 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. They are by delay of 2 seconds, 2 seconds, they are publishing data and consumer, a subscriber, app getting a data. So in this way, sometime we can use the interval for the duration period for fix 2 millisecond, 3 second, a millisecond, or on a daily basis. I want to publish some data. So for those purposes, this. And one thing is sometimes we have a range of value. Just I want to range the data from 100 to 200. I want to make a flux for that. So for that we have another flux dot range, and range start from a starting value, that's 100, and how many value I want to have 50 value. And in this way, we are able to create a range of flux. And then again, subscribe the range. range. And if you are starting, so here I am going to write level so that it first is created, after that this time interval is going on, so that we are able to output. So these are the continuous, we have to manually close the program. So before closing we have to check our range. Uh, these are the range. First, the particular range is completed, 1 to 150, and then your intervals. So these are some reactor factory method which help us to create a flux. Flux is a publisher, which are publishing, yeah, emitting data for the subscribers. So for creating a flux, in the for reactive stream, reactor factory method we can use. These are the methods as per our situations we can use to create a flux object. Maybe you can use your empty, or just, or from an array, or from a table, or from a string, or from interval, or range, or create, or push, or generate, or error, or label. And might be other factory methods available from which you can create a flux object. Once a flux is created, flux, the publisher, then flux responsibility to omit the data, publish the data. Okay, but until any subscriber is not subscribed to publisher, this publisher cannot omit the data, or you can say nothing will happen on this uh, flux. Whenever the particular flux is created, after, if someone is subscribed, some public subscriber is subscribed to this publisher, then all the omit operations are performed. So we notice until you are not subscribed the particular publisher, nothing will happen on publisher subscriber side. If you want to do some operation, if maybe flat map, maybe filter, maybe some transformations, all those operations only happen after you subscribe the publisher. and the reactive stream API, one you can say one your Flux or publisher can be consumed or subscribed by multiple subscriber. Each subscriber get own stream of data. So whenever we are going to uh, create publishers object in the string, so we can take the help of this factory method to create our flux object. Hope it useful. uh, if you need any clarification, please write the comment box. Okay, thank you for watching this video.